All the waiting EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh finally underway today, drawing in pilots and aviation enthusiasts from around the globe. With 686,000 people attended last year's event. That was a record. Organizers are setting a target 700,000 for this year. And good evening. Thanks for joining us. The very first air show of AirVenture just wrapped up a few minutes ago.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands of people coming to Oshkosh this week, expected to take in those sights and sounds from high above the grounds and on the grounds at Whitman Regional Airport. Jason Zimmerman is watching today's show unfold and checking out the sights and scenes. He's live in Oshkosh. Jason.
Okay, today's air show taking place just by the runway right behind me, just actually wrapping up a short time ago. You might be able to see some of the people just starting to exit the grounds. Now, for many of these people who are out here, this is also an opportunity to talk with some of the pilots and see some unique planes, including the 747 SP, making a rare visit. From high above, the afternoon air shows at EAA AirVenture are always a highlight. But before anything left the ground Monday, many people waited in line, hoping to get an inside glimpse of Pratt & Whitney's 747 SP, an aircraft the company uses to test engines.
In our case, it's we're building history with our engines, and what we're testing on these engines will still be there in 20 years, flying on all over the world. So it's very exciting for me.
Pratt & Whitney is now celebrating their 100th anniversary by bringing the aircraft to EAA AirVenture. It's one of two left among the 45 built still flying. Todd Crystal says seeing it is among the highlights for this year's event. What's so special about a plane like this?
I mean, I guess it's proof of concept, right? This is where the ideas turn into practicality. Makes things fly. It's the important part, right?
A point that was reiterated by the company just prior to giving the tour.
The aircraft has played a key role in testing, quality assurance, and safety of most of our next generation propulsion system, including engines in the business aviation field.
The pilot says the 747 SP is normally seen flying in Quebec, Canada, where it's based.
We're very proud to be here and to show off to people, you know, all that aviation community. They're so excited to see this, and it's a honor for us to be here.
The 747 SP will be on display through Thursday, and people who are with Pratt & Whitney tell me they are excited to talk to people who stop by, and they're more than willing to take questions. Reporting live in Oshkosh, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.
Jason, thanks.